Hey guys, I just wanted to touch base on a very, very dramatic issue going on right now. It seems like the entire Ecoboost community is falling apart because of the fact that some of them are blowing up. Now, when I say some, I don't mean like 2, and I don't mean like 2,000. I've seen personally more than a handful blow up on Facebook or on Mustang 6G forums. Now, whether this has to do with the rods, which are $24 a piece, so if that gives you any idea, or just people not knowing how to maintain their car, we won't know. It's hard to tell. Now, the rods obviously are cheap and they're not strong, so that's an issue. But you can't really know exactly why so many are having issues unless you really get into it and pull the engine apart and find out what exactly happened. Even then, it's kind of hard to tell. And when an engine explodes, the last thing you really care about is finding out why. It's more so putting it back together or buying a new one or buying a build block. Now, that being said, some of these owners that I've seen on the Ecoboost pages lose their minds every time an engine blows. Now, have I been worried in the past? And am I worried now about it? A little bit. But the thing is, I plan on getting a built block hopefully sometime a little later this year. Not going for anything crazy, just a light build that'll handle probably, I want to handle about 450 wheel horsepower safely. Maybe even 500, so I might overbuild it a little bit. I don't want anything crazy, but these owners modify their cars, first of all. And when you modify a car, you kind of take the chance of everything going south and stuff blowing up, stuff breaking, and not getting it covered by Ford. Now, that's a whole different topic because, whether it's covered by Ford or not has to do with the dealership for the most part from what I've seen. I've seen full bolt-on Ecoboost with a blown engine going with all their mods, and they completely get everything taken care of under warranty. And I've seen people with a cold air intake and no tune or anything go in and be denied. So that's a whole different subject that, doesn't need to be touched right now. But the way I see it is, obviously, if you're going to modify your car, be prepared for that worst case scenario. Now, second of all, you need to make sure your car is maintained properly and you do everything you need to stop issues from happening. Now, the basic things that you need to be aware of are your car needs a catch can, first of all. I don't care if you don't think it needs a catch can because it's a brand new car. I've seen that plenty of times. Your car needs a catch can. The Ecoboost have a huge oil issue. I can't get into it because I'm not that knowledgeable about it, but I've read up a lot on it, and it's basically a necessity on these cars. Second of all, step coulter spark plugs. This is also a necessity because I've seen the ignition correction graphs, if you want to call it that, from a car with stock plugs and a car with the step coulter properly gap plugs. It's horrendous. Like, I'm talking -4, -5 on the ignition correction versus like -0.5. It's a huge difference. Third of all, intercooler. Your charge pipes can't be 200 degrees and you flooring the car everywhere and expect stuff not to go wrong. My Levels front mount intercooler keeps my charge temps usually around 10 degrees warmer than outside temperature. And if it's a little bit cooler outside, when I floor it, it'll be right about outside temperature. So front mount intercooler. Don't be getting some small stock replacement one either, because it's not going to make that much of a difference. Get a good one such as Levels, ETS, Speed Factory, ATM, basically any of the big name brands. The big front mounts work great. floor it in 5th or 6th. It's easier. I have an auto. It's easier since I have an auto. It'll downshift for me. But manuals, don't floor it in 5th or 6th. I've seen plenty of, posts on the forums where they're like, yeah, my car just blew up. I was going, 2,500 down the highway and I hit the gas and I heard a bang and it blew up. And then you ask, what gear were you in? Oh, I was in 6th gear. Don't do that. There's something called LSPI. Now, once again, I'm not all that knowledgeable about this kind of stuff, but basically the rundown is it's low speed pre-ignition. Somehow in there, if you floored it in 5th or 6th with a low RPM but a high load, it doesn't like it, starts knocking or something like that, and it just eats itself up. Don't do that. Just not a good idea. Besides that, oil. I run Liqui Moly 5W40. Now, I know plenty of people running stock oil on their car that, run fine, but from what's recommended, from what I've seen, Liqui Moly's good. I think it's Motul XS. I forget the oil weight. I think it's 5W42. I'm not 100% sure. That and Rotella T6 5W40, I believe, also is another good one that people recommend. Like I said, I've seen plenty run fine on stock oil or whatever, but it just seems like some of these higher grade, if you want to call it that, oils are what's more recommended. Don't be doing donuts in the car. Don't be, going around turns 100 miles an hour flooring it, because these cars don't have baffles in the oil pan. So basically, from what I've been explained, from what Adam from Tune Plus has explained, the car will starve for oil going around turns too fast, doing donuts, sloshing the oil to one side of the pan because it doesn't have the baffles to keep the oil circulating. So basically, if you want to road course the car, if you want to do stupid donuts in the car, go for it, but it's probably the not most recommended. But just keep up on the maintenance, those things. Spark plugs should be changed around every 10 to 12,000 miles. I know that's a lot compared to other cars, but it's necessary. But besides that, these people, yes, the rods are weak. Yes, they're cheap. Yes, a lot have blown. But if you get this car, you buy this car, first of all, I did the research before I bought this car. I knew that some were blowing. That's kind of, just part of the game. It's making stock, let's see. Stock it's making, I don't even know how much horsepower per cylinder, but modified like mine right now as it sits is making like 100 horsepower per cylinder, if you want to call it that. Not sure about liter, but that's a pretty good amount of power. And for how weak the rods are, it's amazing so many have held together this well. And I know plenty of people 50,000 miles, 60,000 miles that are still running good. And from what I understand, big turbo cars actually seem to last longer because they don't hit as hard down low, so it doesn't stress the rods as bad. So that's another thing. I want a big turbo soon, not only for that reason, but I want to go faster. But yeah, it's not as bad as people make it seem, but then again, I could see where a lot of people get scared about their cars blowing and having issues with them, and there's also a huge oil leak issue. But realistically, if you get this car, I would not be super paranoid about it blowing up. I would just do your proper maintenance, make sure you take care of the car, don't do anything stupid, don't be doing donuts or anything in the car. Make sure you have all the supporting mods you need for